Good afternoon, sports fans. You are listening to the QBSN Sports Radio Block on 98.1 WQAQ, the soundtrack of Quinnipiac University. Peter Rossi joining you here today, solo in the studio, but don't worry, we're still going to have a great time here to talk some hockey with you, as well as a little QU basketball preview for their season as well. Start things off here on the ice hockey recap for the Quinnipiac men's and women's programs. First, for the women's side of things, last weekend, on Friday, a 0-0 tie with Colgate University, and then on Saturday, a 3-2 win versus Cornell at the High Point Solutions Arena. Next up, this weekend, a home-and-home with Princeton University, a team that the Bobcats generally do well against. Princeton is off to a hot start this season, though, so may not be the same Tigers team that the Bobcats are used to. In terms of the ECAC standings, Quinnipiac women are currently tied for 5th with RPI with 5 points, and the ECAC Harvard sitting atop the tops of the ECAC at the early goings on here of the 2015-2016 season. Switching off now to the men, last weekend a 3-2 win versus Colgate University on the road, and then on Saturday a tough 5-4 overtime comeback victory versus the Cornell Big Red up in Ithaca, New York. For all you hockey nuts, certainly who want to visit great places to see games, a great rustic old barn up there in Ithaca, New York, certainly you want to check off of your bucket list if you want to see a great venue for a game. From the fans, the band, and the team as well, definitely a great place to go see a hockey game. Storied history up there for the Cornell Big Red. The Bobcats trailed at 3-0 at one point in that game, came back to tie it 3-3. They went down 4-3, then late in the second period tied it 4-4, and then in overtime, Connor Clifton would net the game winner. And for a player that has a penchant for the penalty box, Connor Clifton has 7 points in 8 games as a defenseman, and so for a player that spends most of the game in the penalty box, certainly he's making a case that he might have turned around his corner as well as a Quinnipiac Bobcat. Connor Clifton, of course, a draft pick of the Phoenix Coyotes, so another young gun prospect that they have in the pipeline for Arizona. Overall, with the ECAC standings, the men sit in third place with 4 points, but they have played 2 fewer games than leaders Harvard and Rensselaer, or RPI for short. Later today, I will be joined by Quinnipiac men's ice hockey head coach Rand Pecknold to discuss his team's stellar 8-0-0 start to their season, as well as our basketball insider Jordan Katz to discuss exactly what is in store this season for the Quinnipiac men's and women's basketball programs. And don't go anywhere, get those cell phones ready because we do have tickets to the sold-out Quinnipiac men's ice hockey game versus Harvard this Saturday night at the High Point Solutions Arena, which should be a great one, certainly if you are in the Hamden area. You don't want to miss out on that one. Maybe we'll possibly see ESPN's own John Butchercross as well in town for that one. Jimmy Vesey for Harvard, the draft pick of the Nashville Predators, decided to go back to school for his senior year, and he has had a heck of a start to his senior year as well. Once again, this is Peter Rossi here on the QBSN Sports Radio Block 98.1 WQAQ, the soundtrack of Quinnipiac University. We will be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.